We're only through week 3 of the college football season, but it's never too early to take a look at how the 12-team college football playoff is shaping out. We still have 3 months until we know the final 12 teams, but here's how the playoffs would look if the season were to end today. Before we get to today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel, so make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. In case you needed a quick reminder on how the new playoff format works, the 4 highest ranked conference champions will receive a first round bye. Then the highest ranked group of 5 team will earn a guaranteed spot as well. After that, the next 7 highest ranked teams would be in. Alright, hopefully all that makes sense, so let's get to the teams that are currently in the college football playoff. Also, we're going to be basing today's playoff rankings on the current AP poll standings, since that's all we really have at the moment to base this off of. We do have a shape up compared to last week's rankings, as Texas now comes in as the number 1 seed. They came in ranked number 1 in the latest AP poll, so with them being number 1, that means they're the highest ranked SEC team, and the Longhorns are number 1. Despite being ranked number 3 in the AP poll, Ohio State would slide up a spot to number 2, as they would be the highest ranked Big Ten team. Just like last week, this is the part where we have a lot of movement. Miami moved up 2 spots in the AP poll this week to number 8, but they would still slide all the way up to number 3, as they would be the highest ranked ACC team. Utah stays at number 12, but they would slide all the way up to number 4, as they would be the highest ranked Big 12 team. I said this last week and I'll say it again, by the time the end of the season gets here, I really don't think conference champions are going to be ranked this low, and this is going to be all that drastic. If I were to guess, they're probably still going to be ranked inside the top 7 to 9 or so they're only going to be moving up a couple of spots. But if we do have a team that's moving up from 12 all the way to 4, that would be pretty insane for these playoff rankings. Because if that's the case, that means a really good team is going to get left out of the playoffs. Alright, moving down for the rest of the rankings, we'd have Georgia, who would be number 5, Alabama would be number 6, Ole Miss would be number 7, Tennessee would be number 8, Missouri would be number 9, Oregon would be number 10, Penn State would be number 11, and Northern Illinois would be number 12. Now, another reminder for the group of 5 team, whichever group of 5 team wins their conference and finishes the highest ranked, they will get that number 12 spot. Now, however, they won't be the number 12 team if the College Football Playoff Committee ranks them inside the top 11. So let's just say Northern Illinois happens to win out, they look fantastic, and the Playoff Committee ranks them at number 10 in the final playoff rankings. Well, Northern Illinois would be ranked number 10, they wouldn't be 12. They're only 12 if they finish ranked outside of the top 13. Again, it's a little complicated to follow, but that is the best way to describe it. Just like last week, the first 4 teams out are the exact same. You have USC, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma. Something I'm adding this week because a lot of people asked for it last week, I'm also going to mention the first 4 group of 5 teams that are out based on how many votes they got in the AP poll this week. So the first 4 group of 5 teams out would be Memphis, UNLV, Liberty, and Toledo. As of right now, those are the best bets at being the group of 5 representative in the college football playoff. Based on these rankings, the first round matchups would be number 5 Georgia hosting number 12 Northern Illinois, number 6 Alabama hosting number 11 Penn State, number 7 Ole Miss hosting number 10 Oregon, and number 8 Tennessee hosting number 9 Missouri. For the most part, there weren't really many changes in the matchups this week. The only difference is Georgia taking the spot of Texas. We still have that all SEC matchup between Tennessee and Missouri, something that I really hope we don't get. These are going to be incredible playoff atmospheres between teams that likely never play each other, so I really hope for the matchup's sake we're not getting a game that features 2 conference opponents. Alabama at Penn State would be a great game, Ole Miss Oregon would be a great game, Georgia would likely defeat Northern Illinois by 20 or 30 points, so that would be unfortunate, but I don't want to see Tennessee taking on Missouri in an SEC matchup. Now, considering almost every SEC team is inside this top 12, that's likely not going to happen. We're probably going to get at least one SEC matchup, but who knows, maybe some teams from some other conferences are able to turn their seasons around and we're able to get fewer SEC teams, so we get some really good matchups that don't feature in-conference battles. Like I mentioned earlier, there's still 3 months of college football that needs to be played, so I'm sure the top 12 is going to look nothing like this, but there is a chance that it ends up playing out exactly like this. With there being 12 teams now in the college football playoff, I do love how many teams are still in it. I mean, you're probably going to have 15 to 20 teams that are still going to be in the playoff discussion over the final couple of weeks, but I think most importantly as well, you're going to have so many different group of 5 teams that are going to be in the playoff discussion as well. I mean, think about about all those group of 5 teams that I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Northern Illinois, Memphis, UNLV, Liberty, Toledo, all these schools are still going to be in the hunt, and it's going to make conference championship weekend that much more important. I mean, just think about conference championship weekend for a second with how much is going to be on the line. You're going to have all these teams battling for a playoff spot, where if you win the game, it means you're going to secure a playoff spot most likely. Now, I know in years past, a lot of these conference championship games have essentially been kind of like a mini playoff in itself, where the winner essentially goes to the playoff and the loser gets knocked out, but this year, the stakes are going to be up even higher. Again, I love what they've done with the new format. I love everything about it. I love how it works. I love that all these teams are still going to be in the hunt, and I love that in the month of November, every week and every matchup is going to be that much more important. All I ask for is we don't get conference matchups, or we don't get a matchup between 2 teams that already played each other this year. Well, that wraps it up for today's updated playoff rankings. What are your thoughts on the 12-team format and how things are shaping out? Do you like the way it works, or do you wish it was something different? Also, who do you think the 12 playoff teams are going to be when it's all said and done? Whatever you think, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm, and it helps share the video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next video.